November 21st, 1990 was the day on the SNES Super Mario World released worldwide, selling over 20 million copies and can be considered to be one of the best in the Mario series. But then, June 23rd, 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog came out and changed everything, making people turn their heads from Mario and towards Sega. Sonic selling over 24 million copies and did very great on the Sega Genesis. And 32 years later, Sonic had a very great transition to 3D. Well, mainly rough, but Adventure 1 and 2 still hold up. The iconic scene of Super Sonic and Super Shadow as they fight Byleth while listening to Live and Learn, as the Hedgehog and friends face against Neo Metal and Sonic Heroes, as Sonic faced a literal god of darkness and Sonic Unleashed, fighting Dark Gaia. And now, today, where exactly does Sonic 1 lie, or 2, or 3? You find it weird of how much they try to sell this game over and over again? Sonic has been around for many years. Despite being from years ago, the classic Sonic games still hold up with the release of Sonic Superstars and Sonic Origins, which is really just more of Sonic 1, which is the same game in other games. And like I said, they still hold up, like being bundled in many collection titles that Sega keeps selling over and over again. So as we almost end the year of 2023, let's rewind back to the year of 2002. Sonic Mega Collection, released in November 12, 2002, developed by Sonic Team, with the bundle of games only releasing on GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. It was a collection title and one of the many few that had 14 Sonic games of classics, such as the iconic games Sonic 1, Sonic and Knuckles, and the atrocious game Sonic 3D Blast. I mean, just look at the UK box art. What do they do to him? As you boot up the game on either console, you go to the title screen, play some nice chill music, and then shows a variety of games from all over the years of Sonic. I like how the menu looks something like an old TV showing Sonic 2 and extras. There are some games that you gotta unlock, but as for the regular games, there are all the iconic Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles, Blue Sphere. I'm not sure why that's separate, I don't know everything about that. Knuckles in Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic 3D Blast, okay. But another thing included in the extras in this style, and many of the others, you can read comics such as the Archie comics, mainly like the old classic Sonic ones. So you can see animated openings like the iconic Sonic CD one. Really for the time, if you couldn't get your hands on a Sega Genesis, which apparently cost around $200, so I don't know. But if you couldn't get your hand on a Sega Genesis, you could definitely just buy this and get a GameCube, which apparently GameCubes were like $1 cheaper compared to the Sega Genesis. So let's fast forward over to 2005. On August 11th, 2005, Sega released Sonic Gems Collection, and as you see from the box art, unlike a Mega Collection, this is actually 3D instead of 2D. This time, this only has 9 games instead of the 14 from Mega Collection, with more games to be unlocked, and have games like Sonic the Fighters and Sonic CD, which is for some reason not in the Mega Collection, but it makes sense of why it's here, because as you see for the box art, it has Sonic and Metal Sonic on the cover, which is why they have Sonic CD in this one. As for the title screen, not as much as Mega Collection, but it has art of everyone in different types of art of the past Sonic games, such as like Sonic R or Sonic the Fighters. And behind the text is a light blue Chaos Emerald. This one was also developed by Sonic Team, and apparently Sonic Team made it because they want to introduce younger players to the older Sonic game titles. And this one has a section of artwork, which shows a bunch of like renders and artwork from past Sonic games, like mentioned before, Sonic the Fighters. Except this time you can't read any comics, so onto 2009, not that much for this one. Now, when doing research for this video, I just found this randomly, and I honestly didn't even know this was a thing. But I found a Sonic game collection called Sonic PC Collection, which this time containing 15 games, which some of them are actually some of the recent games at the time, like Sonic Riders, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Adventure DX, not the original, I'm not sure why, and also Mega Collection. It's a collection game in a collection game, and in this case, I honestly couldn't find any footage of this, nor like an actual disc of it. I can only find these two images of the case and an actual box for it, which comes with a mouse, which I didn't even know it existed. If you see anyone with either of these, I would definitely like to know. I didn't even know these were a thing. Not to mention, this is the first one to actually contain modern 3D Sonic games and not the 2D classic ones like they keep repeating over. I mean, when you think about it, with Sonic Mega Collection in the mix and you have this containing 14 games, and then you take Sonic Mega Collection, when you think about it, you have 29 games in total of classic Sonic games and modern Sonic games. And like I said, I couldn't find anything for it. I couldn't find like a menu screen or anything. I could just find a box in the case of the game. So on to 2010, which is when the current era started to happen.
That's right, keep moving! You know what? Yeah. Except you stay.
At least we're not in that era anymore. It's not current, it's just one of the bad years for Sonic. On March 2nd, 2010, on the Nintendo DS, we got Sonic Classic Collection. This one sucks. This one is boring. It only contains 4 games. And those 4 games are the same ones in Mega Collection, so no point of getting this one. On to 2022. On June 23rd, 2022, it was Sonic's birthday, and this one has the best opening out of all of these. From the trailer, it's a mixture of Sonic 1 style screen and Sonic CD style screen, with Sonic doing his finger wagging pose and then jumps out of the ring thing. And it is well animated. I can't believe they actually thought to do animation like this again, with great music playing it. And as for the title screen in the menu, there's 3D backgrounds at every Sonic game. Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic CD. And they're all shown on a 3D background on their own different islands. And some Sonic Mania came out around this time. Well, not really, that came out in 2017, so it uses a bunch of sound effects from Mania, but that's fine. I mean, Superstars does the same thing. And on those islands, it has everyone from those games, like for Sonic 1. Obviously, all of them gotta have Sonic, but for Sonic 2, it has Tails, CD for Amy, and for 3, it has Knuckles. I can't believe that. This looks very cool. And like I said, there are 6 islands representing some of the Sonic games, but also as well as, like, for an example, a museum for the game. There's even also a mission mode, and you can play music, and I'm not sure why. But there is one thing about this. I know there was another thing, but I gotta talk about Sonic 3. Now, there was a lawsuit with Sonic 3 and a certain actor, well, not an actor, but a singer, a very popular one, and that was Michael Jackson himself, because he did all the music for Sonic 3, and since there was like an ongoing lawsuit, they couldn't use the music from that game, so they had to make it from scratch. And weirdly enough, some of it sounds very similar, but when you get to something like Ice Cap Zone, I love that one in the original, it went from sounding like this to this. Shall I say more? Now in this game, you can look at box covers from the different Sonic games. And remember when I said that you can watch animated openings, like Sonic CD? Well, this time you can actually watch all the Sonic Mania Adventure episodes, all here. Not to mention in 2023, they added even more Sonic games, like who's gonna play Tails as Flying Patrol, but they added Amy as new character, and what the cutscenes in this game is definitely leading up to Sonic Superstars with her being playable in that. How did this game bomb? I feel like at this point, this is when people are getting sick of the Sonic Collection games. They keep trying to release Sonic 1 over and over again. And not just Sonic 1, but also as well as the other classic Sonic games. Plus, not to mention, even if you had any of the other previous Sonic Collection games like Mega Collection or Gems Collection, those are kind of useless when Origins has all of that. in one, as well as the other extra games. Not to mention, I heard the game was very glitchy. And I even seen some people complain about the fact that one cutscene in the game, when Eggman is at his lair, it has the modern Eggman logo instead of the classic one, which he did have one at the time. If you saw it in the game, it shows on one of his inventions or a door or something. I gotta go back and look. But I thought that was kind of weird that they added the modern Eggman logo instead of the classic one. But now that's all of the Sonic games of the collection titles, which I feel like people again got tired of with when Origins hit. But there's still one more. It's not an official one, but it's one that I have. Sega or Sonic, you better be listening. Now, you've seen the thumbnail. You know what I'm probably gonna say. Or if you've seen my poll. I thought it would be cool, instead of re-releasing the old classic Sonic games, which people are sick of this point, just play Mania or Superstars. Well, maybe just more Mania. Like I said, I thought it would be cool if it would be a collection titles of the 3D Sonic games and not the classic ones, such as Sonic Riders or Sonic Heroes, for an example. So, with the help of MV Pando, I had him help me to create my own design for a 3D Sonic collection title, and here it is. Sonic Ultimate Collection. As you see, for the main part of the case, it has the three major Sonic titles from the Dreamcast and the GameCube: Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic Heroes. And also the Jason Griffith era of Sonic games. You got Sonic Riders, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic the Black Knight, and Sonic and the Secret Rings. And it's not on the case, but I had an idea in mind. Just like the other games, you can unlock Sonic games to play like Sonic Rivals, Sonic Battle, and Sonic Rush. Now this is a prototype menu I did. Obviously a prototype because I was just messing around with it, and as you see, it's kind of based off of the one from Gems Collection, but there are many sections you can choose from. As you see, if you click the Knuckles, you head over to Jukebox mode. None of this art is mine, I got this off of Google. I just thought they all look great. You can listen to many classic songs such as Not the Wind, Seven Rings in Hand, and the iconic Live and Learn. And as you see, if you click on Amy, you can go to extras and mainly just look at stuff like renders and artwork from the other Sonic games, like the Sonic and the Black Knight artwork. And in terms of comics, you can read some of the IDW comics, as like some of the early ones. And as for animatics, you can see animated openings and cutscenes like from Sonic Heroes and the iconic Sonic Unleashed opening cinematic. When selecting a game, as you said, I took inspiration from other Sonic titles. You can hover over the game and as you choose, and it shows the cover artwork of the game and of the system it came off of from, the description of the game, and plays a slight theme of the song. Like say for a Wii, when you insert a game, it plays a slight part of the music when you select it. Like for this, it plays a part of Live and Learn. Well, in this case, Open Your Heart. But if you just want to hear the full thing, just go back to Knuckles. And with the help of MV Pando, he helped me design this. Obviously, this wouldn't be a thing. This Nintendo Switch Special Edition design of Sonic Ultimate Collection. And I love how the design turned out. It looks great, I love it. And those are all the Sonic Collection titles, including the one that I suggest would be very great. I mean, from after the Mediocre Game Awards, Sega might actually re-release games like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Who knows? And all I gotta say is, who came up with the idea of Sonic PC Collection? I just gotta know.